Hey everyone, welcome to the online program of Amrita Civil Service Academy. My name is Sibi Joy, and as part of our Mains Master Program 2020, in this video, we'll be discussing a question on social justice. So the question goes like this: To Amartya Sen, development means freedom, which includes giving economic facilities and social opportunities. So in this context, discuss to what extent our policies has helped the Dalit population achieve this freedom. So that is the question. It talks about what is the concept of Amartya Sen, what he said with regards to how development means freedom, which includes giving economic facility and social opportunity. And the second part of the second statement of the question says, in this context, discuss to what extent, like what extent or how much we've helped the Dalit population to achieve this objective through the policies that we have implemented. So understand this mainly talks about how what extent our policies have succeeded in empowering the Dalit population. That is the demand of the question. So we'll just break down the question as such. There's the introduction, body and conclusion part. In the introduction, again, we'll have two parts. It's a single paragraph, but we'll be having two parts in it. First, we'll be saying like what Amartya Sen meant by that. So what Amartya Sen meant by saying development means freedom, which includes giving social opportunities and economic facilities. So you can say that that is a Amartya Sen, who was a Nobel Prize winning laureate of economics, brought about the capability approach in 1980s, where he talked about providing not only economic opportunities but also social, not only economic facilities but also social opportunities to uplift the Dalit population. That is what you can say in the first part of the video. So you can just give a introduction about what Amartya Sen said in the first part. In the second part, you can say that this approach has helped the Dalit population to overcome the historical injustices they have faced and come at par with the general population. You can just complement it with some data, it would be perfect. Or you can just say that this kind of approach has helped to improve the lot of the Dalit population in the country and ensure that they get their rights properly. So this is what you can say in the introduction. Understand the introduction, first line, you should have a idea of what Amartya Sen said, and you should make a link with that. From that line, you should make a link to the second part, saying that how this has been linked with the how the Dalit population has improved its lot because of such a policy. That's what you'll be saying in the introduction. In the body, we'll be talking about what is generally what is the approach Amartya Sen said, and how this has helped the Dalits to overcome their problems. So in the body, you can just say that Dalits have had what is the general problems faced by Dalits. Then you can say how Amartya Sen's policy and other policies of the government has helped address that. So you can say these problems, and to match to that problem, you can bring in various policies, measures, or acts, or legislation, or schemes which have been brought about to improve their lot. Once that is done, you can say that even though all this is done, we need to bring about some bit more changes so that it brings about a rather we can take the development to the next level. And you can say that in your remedial measures. Once that is done, you can go for your conclusion. You can say that this is what we are doing. You can look at any case studies. You can bring in some case study examples, or you can bring in some famous personalities who brought about a real life change in the Dalit population of the country. And you can say that understanding the concept behind Amartya Sen's approach is essential to uplifting the Dalit population of the country, and through that we can bring about a nation which is where social justice is not only a theoretical phenomenon but a practical reality. And we can conclude our answer by that. So understand the intro, we'll be talking about the capability approach of Amartya Sen, how that is linked to the Dalit empowerment in the country. In the body, we'll be talking about the problems faced by Dalits and what are the solutions, how the policies of Amartya Sen and other policies of the government, how they have made a qualitative change in the problems faced by Dalits. Please make a link between them and say it. And once that is done, whatever there are still some drawbacks which are left or certain limitations still present, we'll be addressing that. And once that is done, we'll be going for the way forward measures. So the body is split into problems of Dalits, then policies, schemes, make a link between them. And once that is done, you understand that all these is not enough. we need some remedial measures, and you can go for the conclusion. So we'll be discussing the detailed part about it, like what is there in the introduction, what is there in the body, what is there in the conclusion. So in the introduction, first part we'll be talking about what is the capability approach of Amartya Sen. Or you can, even if you don't know it, just explain what Amartya Sen meant by development means freedom, which includes giving economic facilities and social opportunities. So it's not just economic, we don't just throw money to solve the problems, but we also give them the social opportunities to interact and to grow with the rest of the population. That is also a point that Amartya Sen has brought about. So you can say that if you look at the answer key, it says that the capability approach was first articulated by Indian economist and philosopher Amartya Sen in the 1980s. It is defined by its choice of focus upon the moral significance of the individual's capability of achieving the kind of lives they want, they have reason to value. So what Amartya Sen focuses in the capability approach, and what I'd like to just say in this video is, Amartya Sen focused upon investing in health, education and other social opportunities, social sectors, so that in the long term it leads to economic growth. That was the idea behind Amartya Sen's capability approach. So you can just give a one-line definition, a working definition, by saying that Amartya Sen's capability approach talks about focus on investing in social dimensions of health, education and poverty reduction, which will lead to a long-term economic growth and help in overcoming the poverty situation of the various classes, various population in our country. This is going to help, this policies, when implemented in the case of Dalits, has led to a holistic change in their lifestyle with many changes, which has been reflected upon their percentage of population. You can give an example by saying that their literacy rate has improved, their poverty rate has decreased, something like that. So in the first line, always mention about what is the capability approach. Even if you have zero idea about it, just say that it is a focus upon the social opportunities of social indicators like health, like health, education and poverty reduction. So you can say that will lead to long-term economic growth. So that was the idea behind Amartya Sen's capability approach. Once you can say that in the first part, in the second part, you can link it by saying how this is linked with Dalit improvement. You can say that in Dalit improvement, you can say how this has helped it. So that is point, that is, you can link it by bringing in data again. Use the National Family Health Survey, use the census data, the literacy data. Use that. You can establish that your introduction would be perfect. You can say that this is the capability approach set by Amartya Sen, and when this is linked with the Dalit population of the country, this has brought about a radical change in the way they are living and how they are living. So you can say that in the introduction part. Once that is done, you can go for the body. Now in the body, we talked about what are the problems faced by the Dalits and how it is linked to the policies and schemes that we have brought in for their development. So if you look at it, the major policies and schemes we can talk about are, before that we can say about the various problems they faced. You can talk about their political rights, their social problems, their economic problems, their legal problems, and so on. There are so many. So you can say, you can give examples of this by bringing in the percentage of representation in legislature. In the social, you can talk about untouchability and manual scavenging. In the economic, you can talk about the poverty rates, which is still high poverty. In the legal, you can talk about the difficulty they face in getting legal remedies. So the lack of justice. Substantiate everything with data so that your answer looks perfect. Once this is done, you need to link it to the policies which the government has brought in, and this is going to make a change in their lifestyle. So for political, for improving their whether their political rights are being made much more aware or something, you can talk about how there is a constitutional body known as the National Commission for Scheduled Castes or Scheduled Tribes too. So we can look at that as a solution. In the social part, against the for their rights, we have the NCSC, and the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Apart from this, certain legislations like prohibition of employment as manual scavengers and the Rehabilitation Act. So the Manual Scavengers Act, the Prevention of Atrocities Against Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribes Act. So you can say this also as the way to. Then we have the Fundamental Right Article for untouchability. So you can say this as a how a policy has been brought in to improve the social lot. In the economic angle, you can talk about reservation, which has made a big impact on changing the economic opportunity and improving the economic sphere. In the legal, you can talk about how NALSA, National Legal Services Authority, or the state authority also, how they are involved in giving them free legal aid in case of any problems. So you can talk about all of this. You can talk about the political sphere, you can talk about the social, you can talk about the economic, you can talk about the legal, and you can also say that these are the problems they are facing and these are the policies that the government has brought in to make sure that it is solved. So we can make a link between them. If possible, draw a tabular column, mention the common problems they have, mention the themes like political, legal, economic, social, and then what are the problems faced by Dalits, what are the policies brought in. Just mention this, what is the solution, mention this, what is the solution, mention this, what is the solution, mention this, what is the solution. That would give your answer a proper structure. It would make sure that the person who's reading, the examiner who's reading the answer, would have a very clear idea of what you are saying and how you are saying it. So this gives the exam, you literally spoon feed the examiner your answer, and your answer looks perfect because the examiner does not have to put in much work and you brought everything in. Now, along with this, always focus on bringing in some examples. Your examples are very, very important. Examples can include data, statistics, or even case studies of certain people or something. You can say where this has brought about a change. So bring all these in. That's going to make a definite change in your answer writing. And once you established all this, we are going to be talking about the remedial measures. What is that, the remedial measure? You can say how these things need to be more effective, but that is increasing crimes according to the NCRB report. How we can tackle that? How we can resolve them? What is the need? There's a need for social empowerment. So all of this has to be brought in as a remedial measure. You can, I'll just say it out. What we can do? We need to promote participation of people in a free market, as increased prosperity would definitely dilute the caste identities. We can talk about rationalizing the reservation system, strengthening Section 123 of RPA Act to prevent parties from invoking votes mainly on caste grounds. So we can strengthen the Section 123 of our Representation of Peoples Act of 1951. Then National Vigilance Monitoring Committee, according to the recommendation of the National Commission of Scheduled Caste, mass awareness camps, and we can certain areas which have consistent crimes against the Dalits, they can be marked as atrocity prone areas, and we can work upon that. We can ensure there is effective watch to prevent such incidences from happening in these areas. and this is going to make a change. Apart from this, it's not only the government's duty, but also the role of the private sector, the role of the civic society, and the role of the individual. So we need to bring in a diamond where it's the government, it's the private, it's the civic society, and the individual. And it is in this point that all have to work to bring about a change. If we can bring that, that's how we can bring about a solution. So you can mention this all in your remedial measures. Once that is all brought up, you can go for your conclusion. In your conclusion, you can say if you have any case studies or models, you can say where this has where Dalits have grown equal to the scheduled power to the general population, how they are being empowered, how they are given opportunities to grow at par with the population, how the historical injustice against them has been reversed. If you have some examples of case studies of some villages or some places in India, please bring that forth. Or you have some models which you can suggest, please bring them forth in your conclusion. And then you can talk about ending it on a positive note. Always say something like how this is going to bring in egalitarianism, how this is going to bring in sustainable development in the country, how this is going to lead to a growth of India as a superpower, or how this is going to lead to a society of India where there is more prosperity and less poverty. So something like that would make sure that your answer is perfect. So this we'll be just going through this is the general idea I want you to write in this answer. So before concluding this, I'd like to reiterate what I said from the beginning. In the introduction, talk about what Amartya Sen meant by his capability approach. If you know about it, well and good, give a one-line definition of it. If it's not possible, just say it talks about how so economic facilities have to be supplemented with social opportunities, and which when there is focus upon the social opportunities, this will lead to a long-term economic growth. And I've given what are the social opportunities: health, education, poverty reduction. Once that is done, you will lead to long-term economic growth. Then you have to link it to the second part, which is Dalit improvement. You can say that when these policies are implemented, it has led to a solution where the situation of the Dalits in the country has improved. And you can substantiate data from the census, from the literacy data, or from the National Family Health Survey. Substantiated with the data, your introduction should be perfect. All of this is available in the key, so just please refer to it. You will have the data needed. Keep your key safe. You can make notes on it. It's definitely going to help you in your future answers. Once that is done, you go to the body. You talk about what are the major problems Dalits face. We talked about the political problems, we talked about the social problems, we talked about the economic problems, the legal problems. Whatever angle you can bring in, bring that all in. Then we say what are the policies and schemes that you brought in to resolve them. The National Commission for Scheduled Castes and the Scheduled Tribes, the Manual Scavengers Act, the Prevention of Atrocities Act, the Fundamental Rights Reservation, NALSA, all of this, separate schemes. There is a scheme known as the Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana. All of this can be brought in, and you can say that these are the policies and schemes we meant to improve their lot. But is this sufficient? No, there is still some problems they are facing. You know what are the problems. You can just say some way forward measures. You can talk about how you can bring in some effective channelization of policy. We need to ensure that the increasing crime rate is tackled. We need to make sure there's effective patrolling in atrocity prone areas, setting up of special camps, mass awareness, all of this you can say. And finally, you can also mention this, that it is not only the onus is not only upon the government, but also the civic society, the private, the individual, NGOs, all have to work together to bring about the holistic change in the person who is in the middle, which is the Dalit population. Once that is brought in, you can go for the conclusion. You can quote some models or case studies where there has been a real holistic change, and then you can end it on a positive note by saying that this is going to bring in egalitarianism, sustainable development. We can make India a superpower. We can increase the prosperity and decrease the poverty. With that, we can conclude this answer. So that is all for this answer. That is all for this video. This is CB Joy signing off. Thank you.